The Prime Minister says he's been trying to recruit for years Mark Carney to run for the Liberals. Have you also spoken with Mr. Carney to encourage him to run for the party, and why or why not?
No.
I actually have known Mark for a very long time.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Both of us are from Northern Alberta. And I think Mark is a great Canadian. I am really glad that he has come out as a Liberal, and I'm grateful for any support he can offer our party, our government, and our country.
Please,
So have you
no.
spoken with him?
I speak with Mark often.
I'm sure you
that?
do.
I speak with him often. He's actually my son's godfather.
And my follow-up? There have
I
been
thought
multiple.
that was a follow-up, but go
I was
ahead.
just getting clarity. There have been multiple reports that the Prime Minister's office is questioning your abilities as Finance Minister. Has Mr. Trudeau raised concerns about your performance with you, and perhaps you can expand?
You know, the Prime Minister's views are really something you should ask the Prime Minister about. But I am really happy to speak for myself and offer my perspective. And my perspective is
You need to be
that
fired.
Canada is the best country in the world, and Canadians are amazing. And it is
What does that have to do with you being
huge
fired?
privilege for me to serve Canada and Canadians.
It's not for
as
us.
Your Finance Minister and as your Deputy Prime Minister.
No, don't clap for that. Nobody clap for that, please.
Next question. Hi there, Mark Rendell with the Globe and Mail. Thanks for taking the question. So following up on the last line of questions, you were with the Prime Minister at events over the weekend. Did you receive assurances from him that you will be staying on as Finance Minister?
Again, the Prime Minister is a very eloquent man and leader, and it's for the Prime Minister to speak for himself. It is true that I had a long conversation with the Prime Minister on Friday. I spent a lot of Saturday with him in Mississauga and Brampton, and I was in Ottawa yesterday at a meeting with him. And I will offer my own perspective. So as I said a minute ago, it really, Canada is so amazing. And I know that Canada and Canadians, we face some big challenges, and we have some amazing opportunities. And I just consider it a real privilege every day to do my best to serve Canada and Canadians.
You're
to work
destroying
on
our country.
projects like this one.
No, don't clap for her.
Sorry,
Oh.
was that a yes or no as to whether you had received assurances that you will be continuing as Finance Minister?
Again, the Prime Minister is a very eloquent guy, and he is really capable of speaking for himself.
No.
I can speak for myself too, though. So let me just add, to serve as minister in a cabinet, you do need the support and confidence of the Prime Minister. That is especially true for the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. Today is a nice day to be Finance Minister because I'm saying yes to an amazing project. But if you're Finance Minister, as my colleagues here know all too well, you have to say no a lot of the time too. That's how we keep our AAA credit rating.
And do you?
And hang on, let me just finish my answer. And so in order to do my job effectively, in order to serve the amazing people who are here today and the people across the country, I do have to feel that I have that confidence. And so what I will say to everyone here, speaking for myself, is I do have the confidence that I need to do my job effectively.
Next question, please.
You're not doing your job effectively at all. We need you fired.
A question for the Deputy Prime Minister, Adrian Gobriel, CTV National News. Minister Freeland, we've been trying to reach out to you for some time to speak with you about an investigation that we're working on. It looks into money service businesses, Canadian-based MSBs that run trading and currency exchange apps and services. Some of these MSBs are being run by international criminals. who are registering their businesses here in Canada, registering with FinTrack, and using shared office spaces as their address. They're using Canada to legitimize their Ponzi schemes. One business, actually multiple businesses, have set up their office address right here in Markham, Ontario. They marketed their trading app to investors in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, and then allegedly vanished with upwards of $1 billion. Critics say that so far the measures taken by the Department of Finance have done little to crack down on MSBs. How do you believe these criminal MSB corporations who are stealing hundreds of millions of dollars reflect on our country?
So thank you for the question. And what you report and allege in your question is very, very serious. I take money laundering in Canada extremely seriously. And in fact, our government and I as finance minister have introduced tougher anti-money laundering legislation than any government in Canadian history, including further empowering FinTrack. But I think your question is an important one. I think we do have more work to do here in Canada, both in terms of ensuring that we have the tools we need to crack down on fraud and money laundering.
Only under you.
And also that law enforcement agencies across the country are doing their job.
Only under Freeland. That would happen.
So a question for my colleagues and one for my colleagues in Ottawa. It's got to be difficult to have your future as finance minister subject to questions and public scrutiny out in the open. What is that like for you?
Oh, who cares about her
Well,
feelings?
I spend very little time feeling sorry for myself. I am Canada's
Oh, God.
Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. I grew up on a farm. I know that there are millions and millions and
Of Canadians that hate you.
Canadians who work much harder than any of the dignitaries standing behind this podium, and who do it for less money and less acclaim.
And they get screwed over
Those
because
are
of
the
you.
Canadians I think about every single day, and I am really just focused on serving those Canadians to the best of my ability.
Stop clapping for her. Stop clapping.